Aloha Capstone Symposium 2022. My name is Alan Salausa, here with my partner in crime, Justin Clark. Next. Okay, so how did we get here? We got here through HPU, via the Project Management Institute, Capstone, and via Talanto. Talanto is in partner with HPU to connect students with global industry. Next. HOPR is a Switzerland-based company founded in 2016, providing solutions to the blockchain ecosystem. HOPR has created an open and incentivized mixed network, which provides network-level metadata privacy for the users of the blockchain web. HOPR consists of a HOPR protocol, HOPR network, and a HOPR token on top of a blockchain. Blockchain. What is blockchain? Blockchain is a system of recording information in a way that makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. So blockchain is basically a digital ledger of transaction, which is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computer systems on a blockchain network. The platform that blockchain uses is called Ethereum, which is a decentralized open source blockchain with smart contract functionality. And also it is the native cryptocurrency of the platform. Next. The main goal for us here was to research and analyze a question from HOPR. What is keeping big players from joining the blockchain space? Is it the lack of central entity or internal compliance structures? Should an internal compliance structure be set up to make blockchain more attractive? Next.
All right, and today we're going to look at where is blockchain in movement today. So we use this for our research whenever we were providing HOPR with some ideas and solutions they could possibly move forward. The first one that we want to look at today was within the US, it's actually being used for voting purposes. Throughout the North Midwest, there was few jurisdictions that actually allowed the blockchain voting to be allowed, and it is being adopted throughout more and more jurisdictions every year. We also want to look at some worldwide governments, for instance, Sweden and the UAE. First, we'll look at Sweden, who is actually using it for land-based management at this time for all transactions of land deeds, buying, selling, transferring. And they have realized that the security of the blockchain and also the time and administrative fees go down significantly. Here in the US, we see it with escrow during transactions and the time it takes to actually purchase a house. The UAE is trying to be the first by 2022 to go completely paperless within its government by using all blockchain. Details to come on UAE as they're still releasing their challenges and all adaptation problems. Another industry that we wanted to look at was the supply chains. Supply chains from financial, food and agriculture, and power industries are actually using it, blockchain, to for their smart contract that they provide, which is also a very time-consuming process, but blockchain has been able to cut the time and administrative costs down significantly. During our research with the blockchain, types of research we did was starting with email interviews and then moving over to web and personal interviews via Zoom. And we also did a lot of journal and article reviews of blockchain, both central and decentralized for HOPR. And our project status, we have completed our research phase, and we have now been in the process of taking all of our information and complying it for final preps of our delivery of the report for HOPR and also their presentation. Some of the things we came from blockchain potential, as I have posted here, is a centralized versus decentralized. A centralized is going to involve the bureaucracy and governments and people to complete a blockchain transaction, as versus a decentralized can just use a blockchain smart contract protocol, which automates the process. And some other lessons learned we came across were two categories of blockchain. This was the first instance was a permissionless. This is one you see very often, which is going to be your Bitcoin. Majority of cryptocurrencies are a public permissionless blockchain with no central authority. Most companies are more interested in the private as far as they control the one authority of the blockchain. And there is a hybrid and a consortium, but we focus more on the private and public for the permissionless and permission blockchains. And then what is keeping large companies from the decentralized blockchain? A few things we came across is the compliance from policies, regulations, standards, laws. When we talk about laws, you got finance laws, you have agriculture laws, and there's also inter and outer international laws that you have to think about when dealing with any kind of business and transactions. And then some disadvantages we have were some environmental impacts of the power resources it takes, personal responsibility, which takes you back to the laws of the compliance, the scalability, and then also the false narrative, which is probably one of the biggest things keeping companies because they automatically assume Bitcoin. And that wraps up our HOPR presentation, and we are open for any questions, comments in regards to blockchain and where it's heading.